Hello students, we are discussing a chapter called ecosystem. So in the previous classes we discussed the topics like ecosystem and its types, then functional components of an ecosystem. In that, productivity, second decomposition, third energy flow, the last one called as a nutrient cycle. Let us discuss the last component, functional component of an ecosystem is nutrient cycle. Nutrient cycle is also called as biogeochemical cycles. The nutrient or biogeochemical cycles defined as the cyclic movement of nutrient elements between the biotic and abiotic components of an ecosystem is called nutrient cycle. Nutrient cycle. One more definition is it is a cyclic movement of organic and inorganic chemicals between living organism and the environment is called biogeochemical cycle. Biogeochemical cycle or nutrient cycle. Here, next thing, the nutrient cycle. In the nutrient cycle, which are the nutrient here? Major things are carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, phosphorus, sulfate, etc. Sulfur, etc. Then there is a definition. There is one term is there called standing state. The amount of nutrients such as carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, calcium, etc. present in a soil at any given time is called as a standing state. What the nutrients are there, the total amount of nutrients present in a soil at a given time, that is called a standing state. When come to the nutrient cycle or biogeochemical cycle, the reservoir for the gaseous nutrients is atmosphere, and for the mineral nutrients is earth crust. The environmental factors like soil, moisture, pH, temperature, etc. regulate the release of the nutrient from the reservoir into the cycle. The nutrient reservoir helps to meet the deficiency of the nutrients that occur due to imbalance in the rate of influx, that is input and output of nutrient in the cycle. What happens? What the organisms are there? The organisms need constant supply of nutrients to grow, to reproduce, to regulate the various body functions. Okay. Then when come to the types of a nutrient cycle or biogeochemical cycle, there are two types are there. One is called as a gaseous cycle, another called as a sedimentary cycle. Gaseous cycle, the cyclic movement of gaseous nutrient between the biotic and abiotic components is called, in an ecosystem, is called gaseous cycle. Okay, the best example, carbon cycle, oxygen cycle, sulfur cycle, etc. Okay. When come to the sedimentary cycle, the cyclic movement of mineral nutrients between biotic and abiotic component of an ecosystem is called as a sedimentary cycle. When come to the gaseous cycle, there are some silent features are there in gaseous cycle. First is the gaseous cycle is a perfect cycle where the same amount of gases are maintained when these runs between biotic and abiotic components. Then the reservoir of gaseous cycle is nothing but atmosphere. It has both sedimentary phase and atmospheric phase. The gaseous cycle is fast as well as continuous. The best example, nitrogen, oxygen, carbon cycles are the gaseous cycles. Then when come to the a carbon cycle. When come to the carbon cycle is an example of gaseous perfect cycle. Carbon is an important constituent of biotic molecules. Biomolecules like carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, nucleic acid, etc. What the biomolecules are they? All are composed by carbon. Then the reservoirs of carbons are oceans, which contain 71% in dissolved form of carbon. Atmospheric air, which contains 1%. Fossil fuels like coal, petroleum, natural gas. Then rocks in the form of carbonates and graphites. These are the reservoirs of carbon. Then the carbon cycle has carbon dioxide through atmosphere, ocean and biotic components. The carbon dioxide from the atmosphere is absorbed by green plants during the photosynthesis for the synthesis of organic food materials. See, here what happens, how the carbon cycle is able to move in cyclic manner in an environment. So the carbon is present in the form of carbon dioxide in a atmosphere. In the atmosphere. Then the carbon dioxide is absorbed by green plants by a process called photosynthesis. So the carbon in the form of carbon dioxide is entered from the atmosphere to a green plants, abiotic component to biotic component. Then what the green plants are there? So these such green plants are consumed by or feed by animals. Then the animals, when they are able to feed the green plants, then the carbon is moved into the body of animals in the form of biomolecules like carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, etc. Then these animals, when they are able to respire or they perform the respiration process, the carbon is moved from animals to the atmosphere in the form of carbon dioxide. This is a one cyclic movement of carbon. When the green plants and animals, when they are undergo death, then what happens, the dead part of animals and plants undergo decomposition. The decomposition process is carried by some fungi and bacteria. These are able to release the carbon in the form of carbon dioxide by a process called respiration. In this way also the movement of carbon is cycle taken place. Then the green plants also perform the respiration. By the respiration process, the carbon is enter into the atmosphere in the form of carbon dioxide. They are able to release the carbon dioxide exhalation process. Then what the green plants, what the animals, when they are buried under the soil without decomposition, they are become fossilization. They become fossils. Okay, such fossils are become a fossil fuels. Such fossil fuels contains the carbon. When such fossil fuels like petrol, diesel or kerosene, which contains the carbon, when they are under combustion process, again the carbon in the form of carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide enter into the atmosphere. Like that the cyclic process is taken place. Then even though the forest fire, volcanic activity release the carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, then the human activities like deforestation, massive burning of wood and fossil fuels of energy source significantly increase the release of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So in this way what happens, the carbon in the form of carbon dioxide take place a cyclic movement from abiotic component to biotic component. The carbon constitutes 49% of dry weight of an organism. Out of total global carbon, 71% of carbon found dissolved in the ocean in the ocean. About 1% is in the atmosphere. 4 into 10 to the power of 13 kg of carbon is fixed in the biosphere by photosynthesis annually the green plants. The large amount of carbon returned to the atmosphere as a carbon dioxide through respiration of producers, nothing but the plants, as well as the consumers like animals. Decomposers returns carbon dioxide to the atmosphere by a process called decomposition process. Okay, so in this way the carbon cycle is carbon is able to move cyclically. The influence of human activity of and carbon cycle. The human activity, rapid deforestation of human activity, the carbon cycle will be changes. Massive burning of fossil fuels for energy and transport also imbalance the carbon cycle. Increase the rate of release of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. In this way the carbon is increases. This is about the carbon cycle. This is a best example for gaseous cycle. When come to the second cycle called a phosphorus cycle. Okay, phosphorus cycle. It is a sedimentary cycle. It is a sedimentary cycle. There are some silent features are there for sedimentary cycle. The sedimentary cycle is an imperfect cycle where same amount of minerals are not maintained, so that it is a imperfect cycle, and when these runs between the biotic and abiotic components. The reservoir of sedimentary cycle is earth crust. In the gaseous cycle, the atmosphere is the reservoir, the source. It has only sedimentary phase and no atmospheric phase. The sedimentary cycle is slow but discontinuous. Okay. The best example for the sedimentary cycle is phosphorus as well as a sulfur cycle. Then, when come to the phosphorus cycle, the phosphorus cycle is an example of sedimentary imperfect cycle. The phosphorus is an important constituent of cellular membranes, nucleic acids, energy transfers, shells, bones, teeth, etc. The reservoir of phosphorus is rocks which contain phosphorus in the form of phosphate. It is very important. The reservoir of phosphorus is rocks which contain phosphorus in the form of phosphate. The phosphorus cycles between the phosphate rocks and biotic components. Then, the phosphorus is a major constituent of biological membranes, nucleic acids, cellular energy transfer, the ATPs. Okay, the animal need phosphorus to make shell, bones, and teeth. So, what happens here? Phosphorus. See, the phosphorus is present in the form of phosphate. So, the phosphate that is in the rock minerals. When the rock undergo weathering, during the weathering of rock, small amount of phosphate dissolve in the soil solution and are absorbed by the roots of the plants. Herbivore and other animals obtain organic form of phosphorus from the plants. The waste product and dead organisms are decomposed by phosphate, solubilizing the bacteria releasing the phosphorus. So here what happens first, here the cycle starts, begins, the phosphate present in the sorry, the phosphorus present in the form of phosphate, where the rock minerals those undergo weathering process. Then what happens, the phosphate is dissolved in the soil solution. Then the plants are able to absorb the phosphate in the form of phosphorus. Then then what happens, the plants the plants, when they are absorb the phosphorus in the form of phosphates from the soil solution, such phosphorus in the plants consumed by animals. Then the consumers, nothing but the animals and plants, when both are able to undergo decomposition or dead and decomposition, they become detritus, nothing but the dead organism or nothing but the waste product. Then this detritus able to release the phosphorus into the soil solution. Okay, soil solution. In this way what happens, the phosphorus is able to move a cyclic movement. Okay, cyclic movement. The last thing is nothing but the how phosphorus cycles differ from the carbon cycle. There is no respiratory release of phosphorus into the atmosphere in the phosphorus cycle. One thing. Second thing, the atmospheric input of phosphorus through rainfall are much smaller. Then the gaseous exchange of phosphorus between organism and environment are very negligible. Very negligible. So these are the some points differ from the phosphorus to carbon cycle. Next, when we are move on to the ecosystem services. Ecosystem services. The product formed in ecosystem are called ecosystem services. The ecosystem provide a range of environmental, economical, aesthetic goods and services. The value of services of ecosystem is difficult. So, the ecosystem provides a following life supporting services. Ecosystem services. One is the ecosystem purify the air and water. It reduces the drought and floods. It generates the fertile soil. It recycles the nutrients. It maintains the biodiversity. Biodiversity means variety of living organism. It provides habitat, that is living place of animals and food for wildlife, wild animals. It pollinates the crops. It provides the storage site for carbon. These are the list of a services of ecosystem. Not only this one, not only this one, and it is also provide the aesthetic, cultural and spiritual values also. Spiritual values also. So these are the a list of ecosystem services or users of ecosystem. Okay. In this nutrient cycle, like carbon as well as a phosphorus cycle, then ecosystem services. So we complete the one chapter called as a ecosystem. So next class we are going to discuss a next a chapter in the a environmental science, either called as a biodiversity and conservation. Biodiversity and conservation. So this is about the ecosystem. So the majorly in that ecosystem chapter we discuss the four functional components. One is called as a productivity, second called as a decomposition, third one called as energy flow, and lastly called as a nutrient cycle. In the energy flow, we discussed the food chain, food web, ecological pyramids, ecological succession also. Okay. Thank you.